What it do? Welcome in, welcome back, I should say, to a brand new episode of Kicking It with the TSK. I am your host, Moses. I'm joined by the TSK, these lovely gentlemen. It is Robert Davis, Harold J. Hunter, and of course, DC. We are the TSK. You're missing Pretty Kyle. We're not missing Pretty Kyle. This guy wants to take vacation. You take vacation for free. That's how you do. You miss out on no money, you snail coop. So, anyway, we are coming back with Snail Coop because we are the hottest topic in all of wrestling right now. Shockingly, still to this day, is the Royal Rumble leading into the buildup of WrestleMania, which we know is a two-night event. We could spin it a bazillion different ways, but we are here to book it our way. We're going to talk the hot topics. We're going to see how we think it should spin out, especially according to the topics, the way they go. We're going to dig into some rumors. We're going to talk about some possible returns. But before we waste any more time, we got to cut to an ad because that's how this thing works. So we're going to leave it here. Make sure to check out Max Wrestling on this ad right here. All right, cut that. All right. So now that we're back, thank you for Max Wrestling for hosting us. By the way, things are coming in the coming times. Just you wait. But the thing that we're all got to talk about right here, right now, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. He came back at 30. We figured he would be back. There was no Dwayne. There was no crazy surprises. We can get into that, but that would take up the whole show. Cody wins. Cody has his spot. Cody this, Cody that. But as much as I want to talk about him, there's an overshadowing of a ginger fella who has literally taken us by storm. He is the Mick Foley of the modern day era. Sami Zayn. I mean, for fuck's sake, we understand that he's got a match at the Elimination Chamber, but we hear from Vincent Paul that he's not a guy, and we immediately look at him and say, well, then you don't know what a guy is. Because we think he's a guy. Right?
I'll take this. I don't hate Cody, man. I really don't hate Cody. But just trying to fit him into this so immersive story that's captivated everybody, no matter what company you like, no matter what side of the fence you're on, and the fences are stupid, but that's another show for another time. Like trying to fit Cody into this story. Like, why are we even trying this hard?
Yeah.
Sorry, DC, I did kind of cut you off.
You good, home.
But you're $1 million on this one. The guy's won the Rumble. He has his shot. It's him on the headline. And we're making excuses for him to stay in that headline. That's the problem. It's like, dude, you don't deserve this. I'm sorry. We get it. You won, but you don't deserve it.
Boys, it's simple. We have 2 world titles. Uno. Dos. 2.
2, baby.
We have 2 nights of WrestleMania. 1, 2. Who's to say Cody doesn't just come out maybe on Raw and just say, I have respect for the Universal Championship and its history, but the one title my old man was never able to hold was the WWE Championship. So then that locks in the WWE title. But then, question is, what then of the Universal title? And that's simple.
Oh my God.
You have Elimination Chamber. You don't have a match. You have an absolute beatdown. Sammy gets in some offense, but typical Bloodline, Sammy gets fucking destroyed. KO tries to come out and help him. He gets taken out. Jay comes out. He gets taken down. And then we eventually get Sammy asking for one more shot. WrestleMania Saturday. Then that allows Sammy to get the win on Saturday. Then Roman is already weakened, faces Cody on Sunday, and that loses it all because what's the old saying? Pride comes before the fall.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I think
It
Harold's...
makes sense. We get the best of both. And it's the whole thing, Sammy not being guy, is just a rumor. Have we heard confirmation of it yet? No. And until we do, we have to treat it as such.
No, it's talk from the gorilla position. I feel like Harold's got a whole different view on this whole thing. Give me what you got.
Oh, he does. I can tell.
You know what? Generally, that is the case. I would say I don't think that they have a belief in Sami Zayn. I don't feel They have the backing in him to put the title on him. I doubt they're going to put the title on him. However, I haven't really looked at merch sales, but has that honorary Uso shirt been flying off the shelves?
Sammy's number 3.
Yeah, he's 3 on the
That's
overall
what I'm saying.
picture right here.
The honorary
that
Uso
alone,
and the new one.
that alone might be enough to convince upper management, even if it's for a short stint, to put the title on Sammy. If he's moving merch, that's what they're looking at anyway.
Exactly, and it doesn't even have to be a long stint. The top 3 merch sellers were Roman, Bray, and Sammy, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Gentlemen, look at it this way. Also, you got to think about it. Look at WrestleMania 30. The initial plan was always supposed to be Batista versus Orton. But the fan reaction that Daniel Bryan was getting, what was the old saying? You go from whatever it is to undeniable.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, would you honestly think of Sami Zayn being a serious contender for the world title?
No. I think all of us in here actually wanted him to go to AEW.
Yeah, go be with your buddies.
This has been the most compelling story on WWE TV. I was in retro mode for a while.
Hey, it happens.
But this has been the most compelling story in WWE history for a long time. In a long minute.
Not to take anything away from Sami Zayn, but I did not think he had the WWE character or charisma enough to make it as far as in WWE as he has. I always thought he had enough charisma to get him over, to get him going, but I never thought he could be that WWE guy. He's doing it. He's changed my mind on it. So
yeah, I mean, he's got the mic skills. He's got the wrestling ability. We all know that.
I was gonna say that part we knew.
Oh, yeah.
He's selling merch. Like, I mean, you're really gonna say he can't be the guy? Come on.
I mean, my question for Harold now is, Harold, are you feeling oozy now?
I have to tell you that storyline, that the ending to the Royal Rumble was absolutely fantastic. I have to give it its props. I haven't been keeping up as much as I'd like to with WWE, simply because me and the product just haven't been getting along a lot lately. But I love seeing good product, and that, my friends, is good product.
It is good product. It was so good that Uncle Dave was willing to go out of its way and rate it, even though it was just a segment that shouldn't have been rated. But hey, you know what? When there's quality, we appreciate quality. But if I could piggyback off of DC, because that's exactly where I'm leading this entire thing. We know that Jay, I want to say it's either Jimmy or Jay. I'm sorry for mixing one of them up. One of them has the DUI issues, and for that reason, they cannot go to Canada. Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy can't go to Canada. So because they can't go to Canada, I'm guessing that means one of them isn't going to go, which means, for all we know, Roman is down to just 2 people, but Solo Sikoa could still be, a dastardly heel. He could still be the guy that beats the crap out of Sammy and cost him this opportunity, which then, we could get a babyface Papa H, heaven forbid, a Vince McMahon going out there and being like, oh, I don't like this, you know what I mean? Like, this kid deserves another shot, and somebody advocating for him, forcing the idea of either having a back-to-back match scenario where, okay, well, yeah, Cody gets him night 1. I hate to say it, Cody, you're going to lose, and then Sammy got him night 2, or we wait for night 2 and we get a triple threat. Just exactly like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And we get pushing
or
it.
You have him lose both nights.
I'm loving that idea. I am. The problem with that is I have it stapled in my mind from every fucking beat writer and everybody in between who's gone out and said they will not separate these belts. They won't do it. They are as stubborn as Gato is with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We are not bringing back the IC title. We are not splitting these belts up. It's not happening. They are as firm can be. And
You
because
bastard.
it sucks, it really does. Don't get me wrong, because I would love the idea of separating them, and you have 2 world champions on 2 different shows. You can even bring back the Wing Eagle belt if you want to, just to give Cody that sense of pride or whatever. You know what I mean? But they are not gonna do it anytime soon, and when they do, it's gonna be this gigantic announcement. So it is what it is. But we could keep going on that topic all day long. I want to touch a little bit more on the big meaty bastard, the guy that has reinvented himself by being his fucking self. And that's Brock Lesnar. Now, Bobby Lashley eliminated him from the Rumble. But there was rumors leading up to about 3 to 4 weeks ago that it was Brock and Gunther for the IC title. There's been no talks of Elimination Chamber as of yet. Brock is not working back-to-back pay-per-views. I'll tell you that right now.
That's what the latest is saying.
I mean, and that's where it gets iffy. Are we listening? Are we not listening? But I want to know where you guys are at. Do you want the Lashley Lesnar MMA feel finally giving them their opportunity? Maybe the fight pit? Or do we go, let's crown fucking Brock Lesnar the IC champion and see the reaction on Monday when he loses?
No.
No?
Nope.
Yeah. I know what you do.
Oh,
You have you have Gunther and Brock. You talk about no surprises in the Rumble. There was one.
She wasn't that good.
Gunther going from number 1, lasting all the way through.
Yeah, he's a hoss.
Remember, there was talk for a while of them saying that they had given up on him, of him being, a star.
Ass.
That's just not knowing your own product in front of you.
It establishes him as a main threat to Cody's eventual title reign.
Absolutely. Hell,
Yeah.
So what do you do?
play the retro
You have
game. Look at Sid.
You have Gunther versus Brock, and you have Gunther go over clean.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
How many people have clean wins over Brock Lesnar?
You can count them on one hand.
You can count them on one hand. Exactly.
And
I
that's
think
going back in the day.
You have a clean win over Brock. I would equate that to Brock breaking the streak, because very few people have done it since he's been back.
Yeah.
It may happen one day, but it ain't happening soon, player. It's definitely going to be Lashley and Brock, in my opinion. Brock is not IC championship material in that.
He would get that belt and laugh at it.
He would, but then again, okay, so then think of the Naito. Think of a Naito push. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm fantasy out of my ass booking, but it sounds good. Okay, so then if you're leaning towards, if you're foreseeing, I should say, Lashley Lesnar, can we get a fight pit?
Yeah.
Can we get Daniel Cormier again?
I think that you ain't gonna get an argument
better
from
idea.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a better idea. You want a special referee? I give you 2 choices. Choice number 1, Joe Rogan.
No, just put him on commentary.
Or, commentary for Rogan. Then who is special referee? Dana fucking White.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. That, I think, would be a negative.
No, you know what? He's got a point.
Who's the one guy? Herb Dean.
Herb Dean's not with the company anymore.
I don't know. I haven't watched UFC in a minute. I don't even know who
he left a long time ago. No, I mean, fuck. I don't hate your idea.
Money.
I understand where you're at,
It's
but
money.
But I don't. I would rather have Dana ringside. Like if he's there, if it's one of those things where it's like, hey, let's book a thing where it's the Dana involvement, a UFC involvement. I don't want him. I want DC. I want Daniel Cormier as the referee again because he played it perfectly last time. Okay, if you want Joe Rogan and Dana White on commentary, go for it. Knock your socks off. I'm all for it.
And
that
then
might be pretty good.
Have Dana White pull Montreal and just call for the bell.
Joe Rogan and Pat McAfee on commentary.
See, now that's a team. That's a team.
Let's do that.
That's a team you never thought you needed to get stoned for. But
for WWE, that could be some money.
You're telling me. Okay, so we've gone over it here, Rob. I didn't really get a feel from you. Are you not feeling IC Brock?
No, I mean at first I was. DC kind of made a good point, but I think the money is in Lashley and Lesnar right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I already have that big the visualization of this giant bastard holding up this weirdly rounded belt. Exactly. He would fucking yes. It would be the real dickhead of Naito move. But then again, he's Farmer Brock, so maybe he's not as big a dickhead. I don't know.
You have him lose to Gunter. Simple as that.
Well, yeah, no, he doesn't have to win.
happening.
But yeah, I at the same time, I think if anybody's gonna have to beat him, it'll unfortunately be Lashley because they like him more than no, they like probably like him about the same length, but I don't know. They really love this next guy. I'm not too fond of him. Whatever, it is what it is. But we know it's coming. It's officially locked in according to Uncle Dave. But I have to put the rumor out there. Logan Paul gets a match at Mania. The locked in match is Logan Paul and Seth Rollins.
I want to create a shitstorm with this match.
So
Seth Rollins is in the Elimination Chamber. Have him beat Theory, win the U.S. title. Make Seth and the dickhead for the U.S. title. Have Logan win the U.S. title.
I like it.
DC booking over here.
It.
That was the most DC booking I've ever heard. But
I love it.
fuck, I hate that I like this.
But here, listen, let me put it this way. Logan Paul, say what you want about him personally.
He's an asshole.
He put in the work.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
he did the training.
He did.
When you go out there and you're more fluid than the fucking son of a fucking legend, then yes.
He went out there and he at least is learning. He's taking the bumps. He had a good match with Roman and Saudi. He and Miz had a good match.
Yeah.
The spot with Ricochet that everybody's still talking about.
The Matrix.
Yep.
The fact that you can still hear that sound.
Twat.
That was good.
Bodies collide.
You know what? I don't like him personally, but
Right. Yeah.
I don't think anyone.
I have a certain level of respect for Logan Paul doing what he's doing, So you know what? You want to kick up a shitstorm, you want to get people watching the product, which this is what it's all about.
Put the title on him.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. I said it earlier. I don't know if anybody agrees. I get total old school wrestling vibes with Logan Paul as far as what WrestleMania meant when combining celebrities and
gotcha.
wrestling. That was the idea that got Vince McMahon where he was.
Yeah.
Logan Paul reminds me of that concept and the fact that a lot of younger kids really like him. They follow him. They think he's cool.
Oh, dude.
That's just that thing,
You ready for a great comparison? Because I love how you put that. He's Mr. T.
In a way, he's
fucking He's fucking Mr. T. Holy shit. Oh, God.
They're going crazy for this damn Prime or whatever.
Oh, yeah, whatever this fucking water is, you got a deal out of
He's
it. Good for
pushing
him.
merch. He's got the show going, the podcast.
What's happening?
He's in the video game again.
Oh, is he? Okay, good for him, motherfucker. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm happy for the kid. I'm with you guys. I'm still very upset about the shit he did on YouTube. But then again, if we were that upset about it, we might get kicked off eventually. But it is what it is. I don't, like I said, I don't want to say I'm not 1,000,000% behind the idea of him winning the U.S. title. I think it immediately brings attention to it. The next person to win it gets a rocket ship up the ass. And then, as any rich person does, you go and you make the new, go change the belt. Say, I don't like this fucking thing. Give me this thing and make it over the top blingy, whatever. I don't care. But he could do a bazillion things with it. He doesn't have to show up with it. He can absolutely play the Roman role and show up when he wants to. I don't think he'll have him hang on to it for longer than a day or so, though, if that were to actually happen. But I don't hate it.
No. Here's what you do. You bring back a kind of a Logan Paul modified version of the Cena US spinner.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That shit needs to spin. It needs to have lights.
And it has to have that
Imagine-
Charizard in the middle.
Imagine the Cena US spinner,
Dude.
the Cena spinner belt,
Yes,
and
sir.
Jericho's light up jacket.
Oh,
Got
hey,
it on and had a little baby belt.
Charizard spinner, man. You're gonna sell out.
Sell it all the way out. I like that a lot. Like I said, it was originally thought maybe him and Cena, excuse me, but that's the other locked in one coming from Uncle Dave. Cena and Austin Theory. We were spinning that notion. I mean, at least I know I was for a little bit, that maybe this is the idea that John Cena, open challenge, the Raw after Mania, U.S. Open Challenge, out comes somebody specific. I don't know. Everybody wants Jay White. Everybody wants this guy. Everybody wants that guy. To my knowledge, their contracts are still in. These guys are not free agents.
Not yet. Not so much.
So, yeah. So, like, that is not a thing. So, like, well, after Mania, will
When does I've heard Jay White's contract? I've heard two
Oh, yeah,
stories.
so March,
I've heard
but it's the
one
beginning.
is end of February. One is end of March.
Who's
End of
the
February. End of February.
Who's the end of February? Is that Tama?
I think that's Tama and Hikuleo.
Okay. And then it's the beginning of March or middle of March? I know it's not the end of March.
I think mid.
Okay, so like
And Mania is not till what? Beginning of April, right?
yeah, the for April 1st and 2nd.
So they got 3 weeks to
I mean,
get pen and paper for Switchblade.
Jay White is most famously known for beating the most famous IWGP US champion and then turning around and being the face of that company for a while. I could absolutely see how this one can go. Like I said, I know we just had this whole notion with Logan Paul or whatever, but who's the guy to put the guys over these days? It's it's Johnny John with his bald spots. You know what I'm saying? I like the Logan Paul idea. I like this one a little more. Because I feel like it's a little more realistic. I really feel like it's at the same time. I don't think but I could go both ways because it's like, does John really need to beat Austin Theory? Is that really necessary? He just got this whole new revamp change and this whole new this and the whole new that. But if you're gonna do the open challenge thing, who is better than John at doing an open challenge?
He is open challenges.
Like that's where my conundrum lies. You know what I'm saying?
Jay White has the potential to be the new version of Randy Orton for the WWE.
Just way better looking.
And better hair.
Way better hair.
More abs.
Lots of abs.
And a better accent, too. Don't forget the accent.
13 of them.
13. He's got just a random one. You don't know where it is. But I mean, like I said, we're spinning on this. How do you guys feel on this? Are you leaning more towards the Logan Paul one? Are we thinking more, big match Austin, if you will? God, that sounds terrible.
Yes, it does. I mean, Austin and Cena, it can happen with or without a title. I think those two definitely need to kind of face because Theory has kind of been this, like he's the next John Cena. And I mean, personally, I could see that. So, I mean, to have that passing of the torch, because who knows how many more matches Big Match John has.
Yeah, that's true. They have dubbed Theory the next, John Cena. So,
I mean, if this is the passing of the torch, pass that torch, baby. Let's do it.
Pass it, baby. Harold, what do you think?
You know what? I agree with the fact that Cena and Theory does not need a title, and it could happen without a title. Nobody would bat an eye. It would still have every bit of symbolism that a title match would and could have had, because ultimately it's not really about the title. It's about Theory and Cena. And that's the important part of that. So I say have them both happen.
Let's go with that. DC, you fall in the line?
Yeah,
Damn.
honestly, I'm good with either. I'm really, really good with either. Which one do I think is more likely? I'm going to go with the Austin Theory Cena US title.
Yeah, I feel like that's too likely.
And I don't know. Maybe you have you want to build Theory up. Have him go over Cena clean.
Yes.
And then the next night he comes back out, he brags, says, I beat Cena clean. I did this, I did that. And he opens his mouth. He says, you know what? I'm issuing a U.S. Open challenge. And then that's when you have whoever, Jay White or
Whomever.
whoever. I mean, you could even save that for the Raw after Mania, which is always a big one.
Oh yeah. Okay. I like all this. I like it a lot. We seem to be having like good ideas coming all around. So now I'm about to test your guys' some brains, if you will. What in the fuck are we gonna do with these tag titles?
Boy, this is the one I've been thinking about since we started.
I couldn't come up with a single scenario, and Harold is ready to fucking go. Give me something. Somebody start the shit off with. Come on, guys.
You guys kind of alluded to it with the names that you just mentioned that are their contracts coming up in February. Tama and Hikuleo. I think we might see them challenge for the title.
I could see that.
Big. That's not bad.
It's not a bad move at all.
Perfect way to bring them in.
Oh, easily. And what you do, their contracts are up, mid-February, right?
Yeah, they'll be the one in end of February.
February 12th actually might be Hikuleo's last match. So.
And when's Elimination Chamber?
The 18th, that Saturday.
See?
I think if you're going to do it, you have the Usos turn on each other mid-match at Mania.
Okay.
You could even do it before then. Have them lose it to Tama and Hikuleo. And then that gives us a match between, Jimmy and Jay. Look at Brett versus Owen. Really compelling story.
Mm-hmm.
A Jay Uso versus Jimmy Uso storyline, if done correctly, could be a great storyline. It could be really, really good if done right.
Whoever's writing the Bloodline story needs to write that story.
Yes.
That would be...
That's a whole nother episode,
It absolutely
this guy
is.
right here.
Paul Heyman.
It'd be that guy right there.
Okay, I mean, that's... AKA, it's got to be somebody brand new. We're all leaning on that one. There's nobody within the ranks that's going to beat these guys.
Well, really,
That they haven't already beat.
really, my thoughts on this were because FTR they're coming up soon with AEW here.
It's sad.
Like this whole situation is a perfect opportunity to rebuild the tag division in I almost said AEW, WWE. To have FTR come back, if Ciampa can get cleared in time, bring back DIY. Personally, that's one of my favorite teams. To have a DIY on the main roster would be nice. Bring back Authors of Pain. How about Authors of Pain on the main roster? There's already been talks of them, potentially coming back. I think that would be great to create some of that magic from those takeovers back in the day.
Absolutely.
Those matches that had us all enthralled. Mess up camera.
Aggressive.
You guys remember, I think it was, Mo, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I think it was WrestleMania 31. The tag team battle, or the tag team gauntlet thing.
It sounds
was like the
31.
Bar versus the Usos versus freaking everybody. Newton's involved too.
It sounds right. I'm gonna look it up right
you
now.
know what match I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Do something like that. But I feel whoever it is, the match is going to end most likely, I'm going to say, with Jay accidentally super kicking Jimmy, or Jimmy accidentally super kicking Jay.
Oh.
Jimmy's got an excellent super kick.
I mean, you've already seen demise within them as it is, so that's something that could definitely be played up for sure. So, I mean, excuse me. I like all of it. I like the idea of Hikuleo. I like the idea of Tomatonga Tongaloa. Both of them showing up. All three of them showing up. Retaking over this tag division. There's a lot of guys, and that was exactly going to be my next one. Is there any returns we're hoping for? There's a lot of people we would love for them to come back. The Authors of Pain are definitely on top of the list. For me, I love what they were doing in NXT. They got a really good push at the main, and then they just they got the Vince treatment.
I do want to want to finish off one point about. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the two tag title matches that we gotten recently. The one with Judgment Day, and now with Ricochet and Braun. Ricochet and Braun, if you paid attention, they announced them as the number one contenders to the SmackDown tag team titles.
Yeah, that's what kills me.
So they're separate, but so do they lose one? Maybe you have the Usos split. Maybe you have Jay and Sammy as a tag team. Which
That'd be nice.
I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate it.
I think
that's not too bad.
That would literally continue to build within the stories of the stories and just keep adding to layers. I think that'd be a great one. That's something you can have at Mania.
If you're not going to have Sammy go for the world title, honestly, I would be okay with Sammy and Jay.
That's a great move. And then,
call him Oosie Juicy. Oosie Juicy.
Yeah,
there's your team name right there.
Yeah, you can give him a cool team name. Even if I wanted to continue to play swerve game on that one, say you have that match set. Say that something happens at Elimination Chamber that sets that exact thing up. Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso against Jimmy and Sammy. But say somebody, we don't know who, somebody so happens to jump Jimmy. Who else would fucking be in Sammy's side other than the guy that he saved and Kevin Owens? Again, you could spin this 1,000 different ways. It could be a Sammy Kevin thing. Oh, because they, he helped him with the. We can spin it a bunch of different ways. I can go on a tangent. That's exactly what my brain's trying to do, and I can't do that because we're professional. So, but I want to move on. Actually, I want to talk about the ladies because that's what I feel like we haven't been talking about. We haven't been talking about the ladies. And
let's talk about the ladies. Yeah,
I like it.
Talk about the ladies.
So, I guess the number one question.
You don't want to see me dance. You don't want that.
TSK loves the ladies.
TSK loves the ladies, and the ladies love the TSK, and we appreciate y'all. So, Rhea has officially booked her rematch, her redemption match, if you will, her and Charlotte Flair. You can literally look down it, and there's any from the casual to the hardcores that are like, well, I don't have to pay attention to it because it should just be an easy win. Right? There's nothing that's going to randomly happen. We're not going to get queened. Right?
Honestly,
that Rhea promo was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
I don't know if it was really good.
You really want to flip the script on this one. Here's what you do. And I mentioned it, I think, a couple weeks ago. You give Rhea the Brock Lesnar treatment. You have her utterly destroy Charlotte. Charlotte gets in next to no offense. Rhea just dominates and dominates and dominates. And how do you end the match? What is the most embarrassing thing for a professional wrestler? To lose with your own finisher.
That'd be awesome.
You have Rhea hit the riptide, go for the one, pulls her up at 2, and just shakes her finger. No. Drags her into the middle of the ring, locks in the figure 4, bridges into the figure 8. And then you just have Charlotte screaming out in pain. And you see that look on Rhea's face, that psychotic madwoman look. And you have Charlotte fight valiantly, and she can't, and then just
perfect.
Taps out.
Yeah. I love it. It works because, one, Rhea is hot right now.
Oh, yeah. So you're telling me.
Take advantage of that.
One. Buddy Matthews would agree.
2, people are sick of Charlotte in the title scene. They will almost jump behind anybody going up against Charlotte and taking her out.
Look at how big of a push fucking Liv got, for crying out loud.
Right. 3, it kind of builds that extra large monster character that the women's roster could use, because those are few and far in between. You get a
Facts.
lot of, the good looking eye candy girls here and there, or the ones that are very athletic. Few and far in between, you get a big monster. Take advantage of that. Turn Rhea into a monster. Charlotte could take the loss, and it
Oh, fuck
won't
yeah.
hurt her at this point in time. She could still go on to win the title many more times.
As
I
they
agree
plan
with
it.
DC 100%.
Yep.
Anything to add, Rob? No.
No, that's perfect.
That's perfect. I mean, it's
Love it.
it's literally the chef's kiss, as the kids say, because that's exactly it. As Harold put it beautifully, we're sick of it. From the casuals to hardcores, we're sick as fucking Charlotte in the title picture. Oh, but she just came back. I don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. Neither do you. You're just saying that for fucking sake of argument.
It's obvious she's just sticking around so she can break her old man's record.
That's fine. Whatever. I think it's dumb,
She'll
but
get
whatever.
to 17 and then she'll retire.
Yeah, she, as everybody knows, Ashley was not exactly meant for this business, but it is what it is.
No.
So,
It was supposed to be her brother Reed.
it was. And, again, that's another one for a different day. But, so we got to talk about the other woman's title. We got to bring it up. The winner of the women's elimination chamber match will go on to face Bianca. I don't know. Has anybody been named for this women's one yet?
Yes, the last 4 in the women's rumble, they automatically got pushed into it. So there was 3 more spots. I think Natalia has one.
Okay.
And there's 2 more matches coming up.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're still building towards it, but is there a clear-cut winner? Is there anybody specific we got to see against Bianca?
Good.
Yeah, I think you have one option. Just one. Alexa.
What? No. Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm with Rob right now. If I could spin around, I would.
Trust me, I don't like it, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look at it like from WWE's perspective. Like, I feel like they almost have to. Now, personally, what would I rather see? I'd rather see somebody different. Maybe Raquel.
Sure.
Raquel's a good choice. But they haven't built her up just enough yet, I feel.
No, I feel like she just came back, too.
Yeah.
Like, that Rumble thing, I swear, was like a re-debut. Like, I felt like a re-debut.
Like a re-debut, exactly.
I was like, where have you been?
Shayna freaking Baszler.
Well, see, now, the Shayna thing, you bring her up. And
I heard she's going tag.
I was going to say, yeah, according to Uncle Dave, and if we're playing off of anybody's ears, I'd rather play it off of his than anybody else's. It's going to be her and Ronda against the women's tag champs. So Shayna and Ronda are teaming up, which I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It was something we were clamoring for at the beginning.
Yeah.
So...
Absolutely.
But I mean, I'm with the Rob notion as far as getting back to the Bianca move. There's nobody, if we're going with the hot hands, if we're going for the the rocket's already attached to her back, it's Kana. It's Asuka. Excuse me, whatever. I fuck care. It's Kana is who it is, because that's what she's portraying.
That pop when she came out at Rumble
was huge.
Did anybody else get that kind of reaction?
She got another nice pop just by showing up next to Carmella on fucking Raw the following night.
Exactly.
So again, if there's anybody who's on top of the game right now who deserves to look really good at Mania, it's Asuka. Now, I don't hate the Alexa Bliss thing, but if there was more Uncle Howdy and Bray so happened to be near the title picture, fine, whatever. I guess might as well, the crazies get some belts, fuck it. But that's not happening. So that I don't see the point. I feel like Alexa is she went from being in limbo to kind of out of limbo to guess what, baby? She's back in limbo. So it's I don't, and now again, and I'm with you as well. I could build somebody new, but they haven't started. And if you haven't started now, you're not going to start by Elimination Chamber, which means you're not going to get hot enough by Mania. Go ahead.
It's about to be Mandy Rose.
Oh God! I mean, if that would be
Imagine-
that would be the most.
Imagine
Vincent,
they let her go to let the steam behind her build up, to let her
Hey, yo.
OnlyFans build up,
Hey, yo.
break her off with a little bit of cash, put a little drama behind it. All of a sudden, she shows up at Mania, takes the title, starts
Jesus.
showing it on her OnlyFans again. But maybe she's following WWE protocol now.
Jeez. One can
That would be
only.
big, bro.
That reaction would be ridiculous.
It would be
Actually,
it would be a definite.
That's fantasy booking. That probably won't happen.
It would be a definite Trish Stratus kind of moment, for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah, it would.
The nostalgia feel of the Playboys dropping down from the thing. Yeah, dude. You know what? I kind of really like that. I really do. If you wanted to
Damn,
bring
right?
back the female appeal, I guess the sexuality, if you will, to the women's division, you could do that. And again, you can have the Mandy. Oh, I got this picture this week. This picture this week. This picture this week. For those who don't remember, Sunny used to do that all the fucking time. And what happened? People fell in love with the broad. I mean, not now, but back then. So
Big true.
I mean, it's a bunch of different ways. I'm leaning more towards Asuka. I didn't get your input on that, Harold. Who are you leaning more towards?
I like Asuka. It's hard for me to decide between what I want to book and what makes the most sense.
I dig it.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of outcomes that make a lot of sense in this, so I'm going Asuka as well.
I dig it.
I like it.
Likes it.
I like Asuka. She gets the pops. Asuka versus Bianca sounds fantastic. Book it.
Okay. All right. So let's keep it pushing. We got a couple more to go through. So it looks like Finn and Edge is more than likely a guarantee, probably for Mania. I'm hoping not. And if it is, maybe the pre-show. But, and I don't want to talk about that because we've seen it and we've been there. But does that mean we are automatically locked in for Ray versus Dom at Mania? Son versus father?
Most likely.
I think this would be the place to do it. If we're going to do it now. If we don't do it now, don't do it at all.
Yeah. I mean,
How trash of a match is it going to be?
that's the worst part of it all. That's the worst part of it all. We could be looking at it as, Rey Mysterio's son, who's just so happens to be this great worker against his dad, who's, they could carry each other and it'd be fucking cake. But it's like, now we are expecting Rey, who is in his late 40s,
Yeah.
to carry his son, who's younger, taller, faster, more athletic, but yet he's got to be carried by his dad to do anything of decent nature. And I assure you there's going to be whole lots of fuckery. Whole lot.
He's 48. Ray's
Oh my
48.
Lord, Jesus Christ, I'm old.
I'll put it to you this way. This is Ric Flair versus David Flair Part 2.
You, Lord, that's some retro shit for you if you ever heard it.
I'm sorry.
Boy, Ray's been wrestling for almost 40 years.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Or-
wild.
The guy started wrestling at 16?
It's not
16, yeah.
It's not like that. So
30
almost,
years, 32 years.
32
30
years,
count.
dude.
damn.
Don't get me wrong. I like Ray, but it just kind of seems like he's on his way out. It's like,
Absolutely.
at this point, what is there left for him? What's left? What's left to do?
He's done everything.
He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
I would love
So
I would love to see him go back to Japan, to be honest with
Yes, dude. He's
you.
the
One last
guy.
Japan run would be nice.
Hold on.
Noah.
Correct me if I'm
I don't see-
wrong. He
I don't see it
had
happening.
one match in Japan as of recent, right? He showed up in Japan one time, I want to say back in 2019, just before the pandemic. Somebody's
No,
gonna
I
have
want
to
to
look.
say he had WWE gear, but I think it was like the mid 2000s gear.
I
I
swear.
don't think it was that recent.
I swear he wrestled people from Japan. Somebody's gonna. I'm gonna have to look that up and double check it on the comment section.
Right before he came back.
Yes,
It was right before he came back.
Yes.
to WWE.
Yeah, he was working for his own promotion. So maybe this was like 2017, 2018, but he was working for his own promotion.
Huh.
He was doing his own thing. And then I swear this was probably when New Japan was first starting to come to the States. I think he was a
It
part
was
of
Wrestle
one of,
Kingdom. It was that year's Wrestle Kingdom.
or was it Wrestle? Yeah, it was Wrestle Kingdom then. It
Yeah,
had to
whatever.
be.
It was a tag match.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
2018 is it back?
That's my guesstimation. But anyway, the point I'm driving at is if I'm not mistaken, he has done a match with Japanese stars as of recent. I would love for him to go back and do it again. I mean, hell, one of his best fucking opponents is still wrestling in fucking Juventud Guerrera. Why don't you get a match with that fucking guy?
How did we miss that? It was Ray versus Liger.
Oh, see, I knew it was Ray and Liger. What show was it on?
It was New Japan Strong Style Evolved in California.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, didn't we
see.
see him in L.A.?
Yeah,
with
I was going to
New
say,
Japan?
he was in L.A. with, yeah, that's exact. See? I knew it. We're going to have to run that one back. Refresh the memories.
Yeah.
But but this is what I bring that up for the number one reason of, do you see the reaction? The reaction of, oh shit, he was in Japan rather than, fuck, look at the way we talked about him wrestling his son. And you're going to put that shit at Mania. Like, that's,
You know, I will say this: Dominic is nothing without his dad.
No lies.
Say they do the match. They do the match, and Dominic wins because they're not going to have Ray go over. They're just not.
No.
You know, have it be, you know, a loser leaves town, you know, kind of spiel. What happens when Ray leaves? Dominic, I'm sorry, he just doesn't. He doesn't have the charisma that his dad had.
No.
He
Nor
can't
his
talk
stepdad.
on the mic to save his life.
And again, with all the people around him, besides his dad, get rid of it. Take his dad out of the picture for the promo part of it. You got Chavo. You had Eddie for a little bit when you were a young guy, so you had people you could emulate. I'm more than sure there's more around that could be of use. So what the fuck? Why is it your sister was better on the mic, bro? Your sister.
Yeah.
Come on, brother. All right. Anyway, we could go to the bashing Ray and fucking Dom thing forever, but we got to finish up. And the last topic is probably going to be the second hottest topic, and I wanted to save it for the last because this is much welcomed, and I'm glad that they're doing it. Money in the Bank is returning to its original place of WrestleMania. Supposedly. Well, if it's not happening, they're fucking idiots, because I tell you right now, this is definitely an attention grabber. This is something that should happen. I mean, if you want to do it twice and have like a Money in the Bank pay-per-view and whatever, then do it for the women. But I honestly think for the men's, this should happen on the show. Now, you could play it a bazillion different ways. This could be, throw Sami Zayn in there night 2 or whatever, and, you know, there's an opportunity for him to go and win a fucking belt. You know, you can give it to, say, again, continue down the Sami, the lane. You can have Kevin win it and just give it to Sami. You can have, you know, there's a plethora of motherfuckers. We're talking about possible guys showing up. Jay White shows up. You know, who knows?
One person.
Otis, that's right. You read my mind.
No. The Ring General Gunta. Give Gunta in the bank.
See, there we go. This is exactly why we saved this one for the end. I like that.
I was thinking Cardona.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. A guy who's been rumored to come back into this company, who's literally going out and buying all of his old fucking shit so he doesn't have to go back as fucking Zack Ryder. Smartest move I've ever seen, by the way. But I love that. You can have a guy as off the wall, unrecognizable at this point, if you will, by the WWE fans. Matt Cardona comes in, sweeps the world. Holy shit, isn't that Zack Ryder? No, bitch, it's not. It's better.
Yeah.
Rob, give me somebody that's not a Matt Cardona and is not a Gunther. Who you want winning the Money in the Bank if it goes back to the Mania?
Personally, my thought is this needs to go to somebody that needs it. Like, this is almost like a life or death situation.
Fuck with that.
You've got somebody like Nakamura who's hot off of that retirement, that match with Muda. He went over there. It was this big thing, you know, and what happened?
That's it. No capitalization.
Nothing. No capitalization. He could have been number 17 in the Royal Rumble. He wasn't. What about Butch?
Yeah, that's true.
Pete Dunne has
Peter
done what
full.
since
Fuck
being
all.
on the main roster. I think that briefcase might give him a hand.
Yeah, there we go. That's another one.
Give him a whacking hand.
Whacking hand, boy.
Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross is another great guy that you can add to that list.
Yes.
He could absolutely use a fucking rocket up the ass. And that would
Oh,
be it.
you know, even
How you
more.
doing? How
With
you
him
doing?
in the briefcase, you could tie in the whole TikTok. You know, you see him just standing out there, have Scarlett just holding the briefcase, occasionally showing up, looking at the champion, holding up the hourglass.
This should be for somebody that really needs it. I mean, Kross
What
is a
about
perfect.
Bray?
I was just getting,
I think that's kind of the next person I was getting into. Bray needs it.
he's definitely somebody who could absolutely use it.
Since he's been back, it's not translating well at all.
Which is not his fault.
I would probably argue that at this point, this whole building of 4 months of promos to a 5-minute BS dark match,
That's still getting shit on.
still.
And it's the sad thing
It's
is
kind
it's
of-
not his fault. It really is not his fault.
Eh,
I mean, we've kind of seen it time and again.
that's true.
That's another episode.
I'm about to say we can go the whole spiel and the McDeal on that one.
That's gonna be a heated one. That one's gonna be heated.
I'm loving every single one of these, and I do. But I love throwing curveballs, and yeah, I want to be the guy that says Otis. I want to say like Chad Gable. Chad Gable deserves a fucking literal, push to the moon. But the reality is, shoosh, he's not gonna get it. That's the sad part. But I'll give you somebody who it's gonna make you think for a little bit. And it's unfortunately going to take him having to lose his NXT title to do so. But Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker is a guy who could show up, surprise the fuck out of everybody, be in this Money in the Bank thing, win it, and then be the number one dude looking at whomever. Oh, his guy's only lost one time. When he lost the NXT title. He's an unbeatable phenomenon. He is, he's Brock Lesnar, but smaller and faster. He's John Cena with all the colors minus the fucking armbands. He is touching every single pillar there's been, and now he's going to be in your face. I don't know. It's an off the ball one. It's definitely one that I thought about for a minute, and I was just like, I don't want an obvious one. Honestly, I was leaning more towards Nakamura out of everybody, just because of how do you leave Japan against one of the greatest of all fucking time in all of professional wrestling, not just Japanese wrestling, in all of professional wrestling, and get nothing.
And got nothing.
Nada. What's the old saying in the Indies? At least I got a hot dog and a handshake. He got nada.
Fucking Boogs came back before Nakamura did.
There you go. Boogs came back before Nakamura did. That's where the real killer is at. So, again, we could spin it a bunch of different ways, but we do have to obviously say that there has been no confirmation of Money in the Bank returning to Mania, but if they're fucking smart, it comes back. And with that being said, we hit it and we finish it. We are booking. That's our booking of Mania, I should say. So we're going to get on out of here. I don't know when the next one we got coming in. We're going to be working on all different kinds of stuff. There's, the possibility of free agencies, things that we've been talking about, cutting rosters from both squads. That's another possible episode. Kicking it with the TSK has got a long list. We're going to have to go through with a fine comb to figure out which one to come back with. But of course, retro's a thing, so you don't want to miss out on that one. But before we get into my plugs, I got to give everybody else a chance to do some plugs. Rob, hit him with the death metal scene.
All my music and all things me, you want to go to Linktree / Hey, it's Rob.
Hey, it's
but
Rob.
Also, since we're here, if you want to talk wrestling, if you want to interact with any of us, go on Facebook. RWTRawWrestlingTalk.com. That's where you'll find us. That's where you'll find the TSK. That's where you'll find members of Max.
That's right.
I don't even know if I'm looking at my camera when I say this, but that's where you're gonna find us.
You can find us all right there, baby. That's how we do. Harold, what's going down? I saw the new episode. Where is it? Where was this at again? Because I need to go for a date night, player.
That was Rock and Brews in Buena Park, right down the street from Knott's. You got the brewskis. You got the burgers with the fried egg on top. You got the tunes rocking. It is rock and roll. If you like food reviews, if you like filming locations, events, check out the Too Sweet. Click on YouTube. Love to hear from you.
That's right. It's youtube.com/Too Sweet Click Adventures. That's right. Super simple for you. DC, the countdown has begun. I believe you're on day 10, 11, 12. I don't know how to count these days. As Max Wrestling's television champion. Promo Mania is down the line, and we booked WrestleMania, but Promo Mania we can't book because you set it in stone with that fucking main event you got going down. You, the Demoness, for the television title. Tell me something about it.
Biggest swerve, biggest curveball in Max history. Since the Iron Bank's inception, no one had ever done it.
Not a one, Jack.
But me. I take on the greatest champion that that show has ever seen. I take the kingdom. It's mine now.
Ooh, Lord, the boldest words have never been said by anybody else, but maybe that one guy that likes to scream 2012. We'll talk about him on a different day. So, for me, obviously, you guys know how the game is. If you like this show, make sure you're checking out Max Wrestling, and make sure you're checking out Retro Rewind, where this exact crew of fine folks goes back in the day, and we watch the Attitude Era, the lovely Attitude Era, the one that you guys claim is the greatest era of professional wrestling. And as of right now, we're about 3 episodes in, and we're telling you that's not the case. That's not the case, but the only way to find out is by following Match Wrestling on YouTube, youtube.com/Match Wrestling. And of course, all the audio can be found on anchor.fm/SMRPodNet. So make sure you guys are checking that one. Retro will be coming back. Episode 62, 61 should drop Tuesday. And then 62 is going to turn around and drop next Monday. So we're going to keep those rocking. This will drop probably first thing Monday morning. So happy Monday morning to y'all out there. So we appreciate y'all hanging out around the bed. We're going to get on fucking out of here. We'll catch you next time. Too sweet, me boys. We'll see y'all at Mania. Peace.